Hey everyone, here is how to access your Padlet account for Soul Foreign School. So you're going to go to sfs.padlet.org, and once you get there, you are going to be prompted to log in with your Google sign-on, and that's what you want to do. You're going to log into the Soul Foreign account. Don't go to padlet.com because that actually won't get you to the Soul Foreign domain. It will get you to the other Padlet, like the public Padlet domain, and those are different. So you want to make sure you go to sfs.padlet.org. Once you're there, you're going to sign in using your username and password. If you're logged into Google, it'll just let you log in. And then once you're in, you'll see some Padlets already. I'm not going to allow those. You'll see some Padlets already. Those are ones people created that have organization-wide viewing. You can actually adjust who can see your Padlets. So these don't have to be public, but they are because the person who made them didn't set them as private. So once you're in Padlet, this is your dashboard. This is where you will see any Padlets you've made or others have made that you have access to. If you go to made on the side, those are just the ones you've made. I haven't made any yet with this account. Any ones here are ones that are shared with you, so you'll see some different ones there. Any Padlets that you'd like to keep track of are here and archived. And you can also make folders to organize your Padlets, but we don't need to do that just yet. So I'm going to go up to make a Padlet. And this is where you get some choices. You can choose a wall. That's a classic Padlet. There's a canvas where you can scatter them and do some arrows to connect them like mind maps. You can do a stream, kind of like newsfeed, kind of like Facebook. You can do a grid, so rows and boxes. A shelf is great because a shelf allows you to stack content in a series with labels at the top, so you can categorize things. Backchannel is great because it gives you the ability to have little chat-like digital backchannel chats. So that's actually great for virtual learning because kids can talk to one another in a moderated area with the teacher. You can make a map, and you can also do a timeline. So those are all of your choices. Right now, I'm just going to make a wall, your basic Padlet. And when it starts it up, you'll see it's given it a fun name. They always do that, but you can change the name to Padlet. Oops, I'll delete that. So I'll just do Padlet test 1. You can make a description if you like. I'm not going to. And then you also have the option to change things like the wallpaper. So we can change it to something else, maybe a texture pattern, maybe some bricks. That's okay. You can add your own as well. So if you have a background that's special for your class or an image that's special for what you're learning, you can add that as well. Color schemes, dark and light. Now this is interesting. This is when posting. So for example, if this is a Padlet that is collaborative and you've got many people posting on one Padlet, which is great, you can decide if you want attribution to be given to that person or if you want it to be anonymous. So this could come in handy when you're doing certain assignments and you want to see who posts what, or if you want it to be anonymous for learning purposes, you can also choose that. You can also allow students to comment on Padlet posts or not have them do it. And if you do allow comments, actually no, another option in fact is to have them vote or give grades, stars, things like that, likes, that could be useful, but it's always good to have a conversation about the purpose of those. And then you can also have requiring approval. So if you want to approve what posts get actually put up there, you can say that or no. And you can also filter profanity, which is pretty good. So those are some of your choices. I like mine as it is. So one other thing you can do is choose an icon. So if you have a whole bunch of tabs open and you want an icon to show like what your Padlet is, you can choose one too. I don't need to do that now. So we'll go next and we can start posting. So how do you post a Padlet? I'm actually going to, my face is kind of in front of, there's a little arrow that's down in the bottom right corner, but because I'm in the bottom right corner, you can't see that. So what I'm going to do also is double click. If you double click anywhere on the Padlet, you'll see a box pop up, and that's where you can choose what you'd like to put. You can put text, that's title text. You can put paragraph text. You can also choose to put a link, hyperlink to website. You can actually search the webs, which is cool. Okay, sorry, got cut off there. So you can search by pressing the plus, and if you go into this little search bar here, you can search for all sorts of things. So I'm just going to search for Padlet, and there's lots of videos that pop up. We've got some images that pop up. Now, these are not guaranteed to be Creative Commons 0, so you may or may not have permission to use these. It's always good to check the source. So let's just insert a video. We'll just insert an introduction to Padlet. And once you insert that, it's pretty easy. It just inserts right into there. And it actually plays out of the Padlet when someone views it. I think it's up to 5 megabytes that you can insert content. So you really don't have a lot of limitations. And then you can have unlimited Padlets as well. If you click on it, you can edit it. So you can add a title if you like, and you can also add other text. You can also change the color of the tabs. So if you want to change that to purple or something like that, you're welcome to do that. Another thing you can do is you can add pretty much any one of these, not pretty much, 100%, you can add any one of these. So you can take a picture, you can add a voice recording, you can take video from your camera, you can record your screen. There's all sorts of things you can do. So let's add a place right now. Let's search for our place. This definitely doesn't look like Seoul Foreign School, but we can allow it to see our location, which it asks you for permission. And then it searches, and look, there we are. So that's what that's called. I wonder if we can change that to, and it basically just searches that. So cool. We're going to save that. And then it goes right into our Padlet. Now, the cool thing about Padlet is you can edit it, but you can also allow others to edit it. So say you want to have this as a collaborative Padlet for you and your students. All you need to go is share, and you get some options. So right now, your Padlet is private. It's hidden from the public, even if someone tries to get into it. Let's change that. And we're actually going to change it. I really like the secret option because it's hidden from the public unless you choose to share it. And then you can choose to give visitor permissions. So if you want your class to edit, they can do that. And then you can save this. So anytime you share it, it saves those permissions. And let's go back. You can copy the link to clipboard. You can get a QR code. You can also embed it into websites. You can also share it right to Google Classroom, which is really handy. So those are some of the ways that you can share. You can also go to the 3 dots up here, and that's where you can, maybe if you want to just invite specific people, you can do it in that way as well. You can also change the format. So for example, you started it as a wall, but you'd like to change it to a stream or a grid or another type of design, you can do that. You can also click the cog and you can go in and update any preferences you stated. So say, for example, I decided after I started creating that I do want to allow comments. So you can see a comment box show down there. And I would like to allow for reactions like likes. So you can do that as well. So there's lots of things that you can change as you started, and I'm going to save that. So that's a basic crash course to Padlet. I hope you find lots of uses for it. There's numerous uses for Padlet in education, and I hope you enjoy using it. Bye-bye.